Welcome back, my friends, to my last brain cell. Uh, I can't believe, not that I can't believe, let's rephrase that. I think I had mentioned it. June really felt like it flew by. Like it felt like it just didn't want anything to do with us mere mortals. You feel me? But July's it's kind of sticking around. You know what I mean? I feel like July has has fulfilled its role of being a month in that I feel like I lived through July as opposed to July just being too busy to be here like June was. And that could sound like nonsense, but to those who get it, y'all get it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, y'all, I want to say Happy Friday, Junior. You feel me? I'm pretty sure it's when this is dropping. Um, I got a bunch of cool stuff coming. This week, you should be getting a pretty big surprise. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man. I I'm feeling really full of energy today. I don't really know why. Work has been a little crazy only because my manager is on vacation. So like I'm trying to I have just a smidgen more responsibility because of that. And I'm really trying my best. Like me and my one teammate, like I think we're doing a really good job, but at the same time, I really feel like there's still a lot for me to learn in this position that I'm in, right? And I had thoughts recently like, maybe I'll stay on this team like just one more year before I look to transition elsewhere. And you know that may still be the play. Who knows? Who knows what life will throw at me and what opportunities might come my way on top of that. But right now, like I'm like I could spend a little bit more than just 1 year because there's still things that I feel like on this team I'll have the leniency to learn without the commitment to need to know. Does that make sense? Like I can ask a lot of questions and not feign ignorance because I'm not trying to feign anything, but there's terminologies, and this could be at any job. Cause I know it was definitely at Wegmans, but there are terminologies that certain people just know, right? Like because they've been working in the position or in that company for a long time, and someone like me who's new to the fray, I don't understand all of the colloquialisms that you guys are throwing around. You feel me? So um, and acronyms and things. So I say all that to say, you know, I feel like I'm in a really good position now. And not to say that I don't think any position will try to teach me what I need to know, but I feel like in this role, because this is the first, you know, position that I applied for, and I was very honest in that I don't have any background in what I'm doing. I feel like I have more capacity to ask a lot of questions. So I definitely take advantage of that. But I'm also right now responsible for a lot more. But again, I say all that to say there's a lot for me to learn. You feel me? There's definitely a lot for me to learn, and I'm looking forward to learning. But I'm also looking forward to, like I said, whatever opportunities may come my way. You feel me? I'm not gonna block any blessings, but I'm also not gonna wait around and wait for them to find me. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Question of the day. And today's question of the day is sponsored by, I keep saying sponsored. I guess I should say inspired. It's inspired by the fact that I am, you know, in the midst of doing these clandestine cuisine episodes. And I don't want to limit myself to like a certain area. Like I want to kind of be able to spread my wings and expand my taste buds and see what's out there. So I have posed this question to someone else, but I want to know what you guys think. So question of the day: how far are you willing to go for food? Like I don't mean, you know, you have a vacation planned or a trip planned, you're going out of state, and you're also going to happen to visit this restaurant or whatever that you heard about. No, I mean, you heard about this restaurant. It's X hours away. You're going to go there to experience this restaurant. What's that limit for you? And I really had to kind of dig a little deep and figure out what that limit is for me. And I think, honestly speaking, if the food is like really good and like, it has to be like, I have to know someone personally who has gone. You feel me? I think that's a big prerequisite because just listening to the chatter online or reviews is not, I don't think, going to provide me with nice. An answer that is going to be reputable. So I need a person that I physically, personally know to go to have been there and also rave about it. But then I also need the online chatter to be nothing but glowing. Like, it can be nothing but glowing. It has to be spectacular, superb, and any other word that you can think of that should describe this kind of setting. Like, it has to be insane. So I say all that to say I think my limit, honestly, like 3 hours. I think I would be willing to travel 3 hours for really good food. And I mean like really good. Like, it doesn't matter the genre or the cuisine, like Italian, Chinese, African, like it doesn't matter what it is. If I heard the food is really good, I'm gonna try it. You know what? You know what I found out recently, and I can't wait to go there, and I'm going to. I just don't know when. It's getting added to my list. I was on Instagram, and my Instagram recently has been showing me a bunch of food stuff. It either knows that I'm in the middle of this cut, or it knows that I'm also trying to do clandestine cuisine. So it's like, hey, check out these food places. But some of them are in like Florida, like Tennessee. Like I'm not going all the way there for food. You feel me? But there was one place that came up that was a Trinidadian place in Buffalo. Talking about they got doubles, they got roti, they got this, they got that. So yeah, you know I'm gonna have no choice but to pull up on that spot, man. I haven't had Trinidadian food since I was a child living in Brooklyn. You feel me? My best friend, R.I.P. Alejandre, um, when I used to chill with him and his family, his mom used to throw down. And yeah, man, I haven't had good Trinidadian food in some years. So I gotta check that spot out, and I'm really looking forward to it. I made a little bit of progress on this puzzle, but like it really is very hard to understand what's going on. And I'm not gonna say that I know I owe you guys this, but I'm going to explain. As you can see, it's hot. I'm going to explain what's going on. I really want to give you guys an episode of me just putting this puzzle together, and I finally figured out how to do it, because that's been the hardest part. It's like execution. When it comes to anything, it's really just execution. How can I make this happen? You feel me? And I can make most things happen, but for this puzzle, it had to be a very specific angle that I needed to acquire. So I did a little bit of research. Well, that's a lie. That's a bold lie. I'm sorry. I asked Chat GPT, like, hey bro, what do I need? What am I missing? How can I figure this out? And it was like beep beep boop boop boop. Hey, do this. And I was like, word, say less. Damn, I can see, like it's right there. Yeah, so once it spat out that suggestion, I was like, oh word. Damn, this is a long ass web. I need that. I haven't found a corner piece yet, and that's really aggravating to me. But yeah, it was like, hey, check this out. And I was like, oh, word, that's actually perfect for what I need. So I found it. The technology exists, obviously. Oh, I lied. Here goes one. Hey, let's go. The technology exists. So now that I know what I'm looking for, I'm going to get it, and I will give you guys the episode that you deserve. But until then, bear with me. Thank you in advance. And because you're so gracious enough to do that, I will go ahead and get Cards Against Humanity. Before I get into Cards Against Humanity, I guess I'll run through one of these jelly beans. All right, we got two. I did that orangish color last time, so we're going to pop that one back in this box and do this blue one, which it's probably going to be soap. Oh, it wasn't. Nah, it's something tasty. That was nice. That was pleasant. I'm glad I did that. Let's see what's happening with Cards Against Humanity now. Yeah, I'm happy now. I'm dreading the rest of that box. Not even gonna lie to you guys. Pick a card. Any card. Okay. Let's see what's going on today. What will always get you laid? What will always get you laid? The human answers, confidence. rhythm. I think having rhythm is a prerequisite. If you know, you know. Let's see. All right. Let's see what's going on. What will always get you laid? Establishing dominance. Man meat. A disappointing birthday party. You know what? Let's go backwards. Let's start with a disappointing birthday party. Will a disappointing birthday party get you laid? I think potentially, and I think this is the only way a disappointing birthday party could get you laid. Let's say, and this is just like the craziest hypothetical and like bizarre ass situation, but let's say that you had someone who was throwing you this party, right? And you didn't know that they were throwing you this party. And it turns out that the party is actually kind of like low-key horrible. Like you did not enjoy yourself at all. And they feel really bad about it. And like you're like, it's whatever because you didn't really care. You didn't ask for it and they were being nice, but they feel like really remorseful that you didn't have a good time. So in order to make up for it, said friend says, I'll give you head. And I don't want to say whether it's a girl or a guy. That can be your imagination if you want. But yeah, your friend goes, I'll give you some head. And then it just leads to, you know, whatever. I think that'd be the only way, nice, that you would be able to get laid for a disappointing birthday party. But it won't always happen. So I'm gonna disqualify that. Damn, it's hot in this bitch. Man meat. And I feel like the only way to interpret man meat is a penis. Right? Like, I feel like that's, unless you mean cannibalism, which, nah, we don't do that over here. Yeah, we ain't down with the cannibalism. But, like, if you're talking about a penis, I think that's the only answer that goes with that. And again, that won't always get you laid. Just being a guy, and I feel like you can't always say, like you always saying, I got a big ass dick ain't gonna help. Because some women are going to be like, okay. Like, you can't prove it right there because then you're going to jail. You know? You still got to bring them back to the crib to prove that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you had a high percentage rate of winning that, it's not an always thing. So I think man meat is, unfortunately, disqualified. You know what, though? I feel like I can't disqualify either of those when the last answer is establishing dominance. Because that could in a lot of healthy scenarios be a way, but that could, in a lot of very non-healthy scenarios, be very bad. Establishing dominance. Let's put it the positive way, right? Establishing dominance. You establish the fact that you are the one in charge. Is that really gonna get you laid? I don't know, man. I don't know. And just for the fact that it could be sketchy, I think I shouldn't pick that. And for shits and giggles, I'm going to say a disappointing birthday party. I feel like a disappointing birthday party will always get you laid. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And while you are doing that, I'll get the wheel of fun. Let's see what's going on today. Woo! It's been a while too, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. So, anime. First of all, this season of anime, as in the shows that are currently airing, is already way better than the shows that we got the previous season. And the previous season was one that I thought was going to be ranked higher, but this season came out swinging. So we just had the first episode of Kaiju number 8 come out, which is pretty solid, you know, just setting stuff up for the future. There's a show called Cleavatess. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's a sleeper show right now. I think there's like 4 or 5 episodes that came out so far, and it's been solid. The story, I feel like, is a very washed and repeated story, like in a sense, just as far as like the power scaling, I want to say, for lack of a better word, but I think there's a lot about it that's also fresh. So I'm enjoying it. It's been fun so far. That one's about a monster that humanity tried to kill, and when they didn't succeed in killing it, he took it upon himself to destroy the kingdom that came after him. And now, after discovering a baby that a woman begged him to take care of, he has decided that he wants to see what humanity is about and determine their worth via raising this baby. And there's a whole bunch of shit that goes on. Like, he resurrected one of the heroes to try to kill him. Like, there's a lot going on. It's been solid pacing wise. The action's been hasn't been a lot of action, but like mixed with the story and the action they've had, it's been solid. The animation is pretty damn good. So if you're not watching Cleaver Test, I would highly recommend that. What else is coming on? Dr. Stone is on this season again. Dr. Stone to me is just a very solid watch of a show. You feel me? It's one of those shows that, regardless of what's going on, it's gonna be a good time to watch, in my opinion. You feel me? Like, it's gonna be a good time to watch. And right now, with everything that's going on in Dr. Stone, I think it's a good time to watch personally, because I think this is one of the most action-packed parts, just with everything that's going on. What else is coming on right now? I finally finished Free Ren. I'm really excited for that season to come back in January. And I really understand now why people were up in arms about it not winning Anime of the Year. And to me personally, it is one of those anime that I feel like I should watch in English. Most anime I like to watch in Japanese. It feels just more authentic. It feels better. But Free Ren, I feel like I think I'm missing a lot by trying to read Free Ren as opposed to just listen to Free Ren. And I say that because, like, action anime, I can read through it because the story's gonna be there, but like, I'm gonna get what I need to get. You feel me? But with something like Free Ren, that I think I need to really digest what's going on, and it's really building its time with the story. Like, most shows I've watched have an established villain or villains that need to be taken down. This and the third, blah blah blah. Free Run is just like, we're on an adventure because I need to grow as an individual, and if we need to fight, we'll fight. But like, let's figure out life. Let's figure out what this life thing is about. I gotta go visit my dog Himmel. Like, it's beautiful. I really enjoyed it. And the animation when they fight, the Free Run versus Free Run clone, I didn't understand what was going on. And I think that's part of the problem too, is that when I see shows that have fights, especially of that caliber, I'm instantly like, well, they don't have that many fights in there anyway, so why would I watch it? And that's part of my toxic problem, is that I'm not watching the anime for the anime. At that point, I'm watching it for the fights. And that's not something I want to do. So I really feel like I need to really open my palette, for lack of a better word, when it comes to a lot of anime, just so I can make sure I watch those that are having solid stories that I've missed. You know what I mean? So, what else is going on? Kaiju number 8. Going back to that, actually has ended its manga run. I thought it was a pretty solid ending there. I watched a YouTube video that kind of swayed my opinion a bit, but for the most part, I still stand by it that it was a pretty solid ending. Like, I can't be mad at the ending of Kaiju number 8. What else is going on in the anime world? I cried during the one of the One Piece episodes. That was crazy. Yeah, the Kuma's backstory. I didn't cry throughout the entirety of the Kuma backstory being animated. And I read it, and I said to my dog, like, I'm ready to cry when it comes out. But then it never happened. And then the very last episode, they showed the montage. Boy, did I cry. Yeah, that was crazy. I feel like that's it. I feel like I gave y'all like a really quick, rapid rundown of like all the anime stuff that I've been watching and that's been going on in my head. I don't think I got anything else. And with that, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thanks for tuning in and stopping by. This is King Echo signing. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks. This is King Echo signing off.